Hi everyone! On November 29th, I went to an event that happened at Lauren Taylor here in New York City. It was a book signing for Bobbi Brown's new book, and it is called Pretty Powerful. It looks just like this. It says, beauty stories to inspire confidence, start to finish makeup techniques to achieve fabulous looks. I actually got to meet her and she signed the book for me right there. So that was really amazing. So I'll just begin about how I started to learn about Bobbi Brown years ago. I'm pretty sure I didn't ever get into this story here on my YouTube channel. I probably should have a long time ago because it's the reason why I'm here doing makeup. It's basically because of Bobbi Brown. I just love her makeup line and I love what she stands for, and I just love her. So I'll just get right into why. When I was 15, I auditioned for an acting school, and that whole experience was just a trip. I can get into that in another video, but basically I walk in this room and I see about 200 people that look nothing like me. They're tall, they're models. It was modeling and acting school, so I felt like I was just, I felt like I didn't belong there. I didn't look like anyone that was there. Everyone was tall and skinny, and I didn't see many brunettes there. So anyway, but it was an amazing experience though. They gave me two, mock commercials to do for my audition. It was in front of like these big cameras and these big lights, and it was, looking official. It was awesome. So I did a Levi's commercial for my audition, and I left feeling all pumped up. If you're like an actor out there and you can understand after you put your all into something, how you feel so excited. And I knew when I walked out of that room, even if I didn't get into the acting school, I knew that this is what I wanted to do. Like, I love the arts. So anyway, they didn't say anything, but there was a scout there, someone from N.Y.C magazine, looking to cast someone to be a model in their next issue, in their next February issue, I should say. So basically a week later I got a phone call finding out I did get into the acting school, and then a few days after I got a phone call from N.Y.C saying that they were interested in having me model for their February issue, and the main reason was because they couldn't figure out what nationality I was. So I guess that really helped. And yeah, it was just funny going on the day of the shoot and people were like asking me, what are you? And like the different guesses that they threw out there was just hilarious. But anyway, the global makeup artist at the time from Bobbi Brown is the one that did my makeup. So I never showed the issue, but this is what it looked like with Josh Hartnett on there. See if anyone remembers him. This was in February of 2002. It's in the Valentine's issue, and you're going to see 15-year-old Lauren right now. Yeah. This is the article. That's the before. I think I still had my bottom braces there. Yep, I did. And this was the after. I didn't want them to chop my hair off at the time, but I loved the haircut afterwards. It was by Toni & Guy, so it was a really great haircut. So I loved the experience. The minute I sat in this chair for makeup, they even said in the article, I woke up. I was just like, okay, I'm getting my haircut, this is cool. Hair cutting, and styling isn't my passion, makeup is. And I guess I found out this day, because the minute I sat in the chair, actually you see my faces here when my hair's getting cut, it's like, okay, my hair's getting cut. And I was just like in the zone right there when they were doing my makeup. So I realized that moment when I sat in the chair and I saw all the makeup, and I found out all about Bobbi Brown and her products. I knew I wanted to do that. So that was basically the moment I knew in 2002 that I wanted to do it. So I found out about this event and I had to go. I want to give a shout out to Elizabeth Kaiser, who did the event. She ran the masterclass. I went to Bobbi's booth at Lauren Taylor, and they had a lot of makeup artists there who were doing touch-ups and makeovers. So I had my makeup done already. They just touched me up, and they basically worked on my lips and touching up my face, and it was really nice. I love her products. Bobbi Brown's line is the first line of makeup I wore, so I'm really familiar with the line, and I love the quality of her products. After that, I bought the book, got online, and got her to sign this book, and I got her to sign my article. So I showed her the article, and she signed it right there. So that was awesome. And then we had the opportunity to purchase a master class. So Elizabeth taught that class, and it was really nice because she introduced all the holiday products that were coming out, and she gave a lot of great makeup tips. And even being a makeup artist, like, it doesn't matter how seasoned you are in anything you're learning, especially as a teacher. I believe this, we are lifelong learners. So I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, I didn't need to go. Even if you are in the business for many years, you could always learn something. So I really appreciate the opportunity to sit down and learn from Bobbi Brown makeup artists who really knew what they're talking about. You will see the tips that I learned from this masterclass coming up next. I just want to give you guys a little intro about why I love Bobbi Brown so much and show you what I purchased that week. So one of the products that Elizabeth really raved about during the masterclass, which you'll see next, is Bobbi Brown's corrector, and it looks just like this. It comes in a little compact. You basically apply this prior to concealer. So after you moisturize the face, put your eye cream, your primer, whatever you're going to use. I would just take a little bit from here. I would use my concealer brush, put that down just like it's concealer, and really blend it in nicely with the finger. Then I would go in with the actual concealer I'm using. Why? Because this corrector is not skin tone correct, meaning it's not matching your skin tone, but it's a neutralizer, so it's going to cancel out any of the dark colors you would have under your eyes, whether it be blues, purples, whatever you have. It literally cancels that out and gives you a really beautiful canvas to work with once you put down the concealer. I didn't open this yet only because I'm trying to finish my current concealer, but I bought a Bobbi Brown concealer. It comes in a little dual compact and it looks just like that. You basically have your concealer color and a powder to set it with. This is the creamy concealer in beige and the pale yellow sheer finish pressed powder. So this is the concealer and this is the pressed powder. Now, I've always said this with being a makeup artist, our canvas is only as good as the skincare that we put on it, so I want to pick up Bobbi Brown's eye cream. I think her skincare line is amazing, so I picked up the eye cream. The salesperson that was helping me gave me other free goodies. Besides that, my mom was with me. She picked up Bobbi Brown's fragrance called Beach, and she had heard about it and heard that it was great, and I smelled it as well, and it's amazing. I don't have it right now because she has it, but it is really, really nice. And that's basically all I bought. On to the footage from the event. I hope you enjoy, and shout out to Liz again. Thank you so much for a great event that you threw, and to Bobbi Brown. I love you so much, and you're the reason why I got into makeup and the reason why I'm here doing it. So thank you for everything and for inspiring me, and I hope you guys enjoy. Bye.
So then it's time to choose some sort of sparkle or shimmer to go on top. I'm going to go with this deeper kind of steel gray tone. And I'm going finger. Lisa's like, we need a brush. I'm like, maybe I wasn't doing my job. I'm going finger. This is a trick I learned from Bobbi a long time ago. And when you're working with shimmer shadows, again, who has had that problem where they go to put it on and you don't really see much impact, right? It's because the shimmers don't adhere to each other as well as, say, a matte powder shadow. But when you use your finger and you go in and you just pop a little bit on top, you see more results more quickly and you don't have to layer as much. At home, you do not have to close your eyes while you line them. That's revolutionary for a lot of women because it's really hard to do that, right? So if Amanda lifts her chin and open your eye and just look down gently, think about if you're at home and you can lift that chin and look down into your mirror, you can actually line your eye like this without closing. So Amanda's going to leave her eye slightly open, and I'm going to start on the outer corner and using soft strokes work across the lash line, coming all the way to the inner corner, working the liner a little bit thicker in the outer corner and thinning it out as it graduates across the eye, and that will actually make the eye look bigger and more lifted. You guys see that?
Did you notice Liz kept doing short little strokes instead of trying to do one big line? I think most of the time when you do liner, we start at one end, the inner at, and then you just drag the pencil or the brush or whatever the applicator is, and don't ever pick it up. And that's often when the line gets too thick or a little bit messier than we want it to. So it's that short, feathery stroke where you're not really putting too much pressure on the eye and you just keep on building it that really allows you to get that definition and have the line be smoother and more even.
Not just face, but cuticles, elbows, knees, lips. I travel for a living, so a lot of planes, I get very dry. Beautiful on any chapped area of the skin, just to really melt the texture down, get rid of that surface dryness, and give a glow. So for that example, it doesn't have to happen before makeup. You can put your makeup on and say, who's done their makeup, and then look in the mirror and gone, that's not quite right, like something's off, or the texture's not working today, or I'm too tired for this, you know, all this makeup today, it's just looking more obvious. Take a little bit of the Soothing Balm, and actually I'll put it right on Elise. Not that she needs it, but she's available. And what you can do with this is pop it right on top of the makeup, and it won't compromise the coverage, which is incredible. So it's not like putting something on that's going to cut down. Yeah. It's not going to diminish the look of the makeup or the coverage. It's just going to enhance the look of it. It's also fantastic, this is the second use, when you're going to a party. And who watches, you know, the Grammys and the Emmys, and you see the red carpets, right? Those actresses and models, they do not wake up looking like that. Yeah. We all know that. But they use tricks like this, which is after their makeup, they'll pack a balm on top, and that's that J-Lo glow, or the red carpet glow women talk about. It's a product like this. So you take a little bit, and I'll have Elise smile, and just right on the top, on top of her makeup, on top of her blush, I'm just going to press it in. Right, on the dry parts. And do you see how it just actually smooths? Yeah, come close to that. It kind of smooths the texture of the makeup a little bit. Matched her skin, so I know what color she is, so I know where to go when I pick her corrector. But basically, a corrector is either pink or peach in color, and it neutralizes and knocks out purpley, blue, green discoloration under the eye. I'm going to have Rasa look up, and using my concealer blending brush, which is your best friend when you're doing under eye concealer, I'm going to apply corrector, which is the pinky product I'm using now, in the inner corner of her eye, under her lash line, and all the way out to the outer corner. Putting enough on, ladies, that it actually covers. If you are shy with this product, there is no point in putting it on. I know it's scary, because it's product, and it's under the eye, and we have texture there, but it's very creamy, and if you put enough on, you'll see a beautiful result. So I apply with my brush and then gently tap with my finger, and I want you guys to see that the first step, just the corrector, will lighten, brighten, and knock out her 6 o'clock tired eyes. Do you see that?
It looks great.
Oh, yeah. It's like a little light under the eye, right? But if I left that alone, and someone snapped a picture, which Lauren's doing back there, you'll probably notice it looks like a ring around the eye.
Yes. Yeah.
And has anyone had that happen? We're at a function, you look back at a picture, and you're like, ooh, something went wrong there. It's because the corrector is not skin tone correct. It's a neutralizer. So then we know that Rasa, where she fits into the beige skin tone category at Bobbi, I can find her correlating shade of concealer, and I'm going to pop it on top, and then what will happen is it will look even lighter and brighter and more beautiful under the eye, but her under eye area will blend seamlessly into her natural cheek color. That transition will happen flawlessly, so you don't have to worry about that ring around the eye. Great? Want that? Questions? Feel good about this?